a bigger topic that, had a lot of people in their feels. A lot of people had something to say. And we're
What
going to
they
get
have
into it. This
said.
whole Ebony K. Williams controversy. Now, let me give y'all the full story. I'm going to give y'all the full timeline. It's the last time I'm going to talk about this because a lot of y'all, the comments was not on my side. Okay. I was talking to people on TikTok. I was talking to people in real life. And, I was just, saying my little opinion. It's like, well, I just feel like you just in your feeling. I'm like, okay, let's get into it. So the former Real Housewives star and attorney caught some backlash after being interviewed or doing an interview with Diana Van Zant, where she was asked if she would date a bus driver, and she said no. I mean, I'll date if he owned a bus, you know. So since then, she's made 2 responses to the backlash, and she stands 10 toes down on her views. Okay, she first responded on her platform, and then she really got into it on the Breakfast Club. Now, I have a clip to play to you guys, so here it goes. This is what she said.
I am saying plainly, Charlamagne, that I believe in maximizing skill sets for Black Americans. I believe in ownership, entrepreneurship, and multiple streams of income as a way tethered to our liberation as Black people who were brought here in chattel some 16, 19 year. And if that makes you feel a way, maybe it's time to do something about it. That's all. And many people are. So when Envy talks about this example of his father being in law enforcement and being a business owner and doing 3, 4 things on top of that, that is nowhere near mediocrity. That is called exceptionalism. That is called a Black man availing himself to his highest calling and skill set. He talks about his mother and what she did. That is not mediocrity. By the way, there's nothing wrong with mediocrity. By definition, it's not bad nor good. It's mediocre. It is typical and it is regular. But if you are looking for me, if anybody is looking for me to put out a permission slip for people that look like me and come from where I come from, which is the diaspora, around average is good enough, medium is okay, just do enough to get by. No, I'm not going to make that soft place for you to land.
What? Okay, that's what she said. Here's the thing. Okay, because I talked about this on my TikTok page. Like I just said, I talked about this with people. The comments were not on my side. And I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. And me personally, I feel like she is definitely entitled to want a man that matches or exceeds her financially. I never said that it wasn't. I actually was in agreement when she had that interview. I don't know if you've seen it, Amma, but when she initially had this interview with Ayanla, I was definitely on her side. I mean, that's her choice. I mean, she's an attorney at law. She was in Housewives of New York. She got money, you know. I ain't gonna, if I had the money she had, I'm not dating no bus driver because I don't know if you trying to, use me for my resources.
I see what you're saying. Dating within your bracket. Some people are really with that.
Yes, exactly. I agreed with her, right? My problem stems from this mediocrity conversation.
Yeah, that's what she it's like.
Because you could have just kept it at a preference. That's my preference, and it is what it is.
But now you're talking about people, what you think that they should do, how they should do it, what they, you know what I'm saying? There's people that's been trying for forever, and they've been trying by themselves. You know, I don't know how she got to where she is. You know, it's none of my business, whether it be her parents or whatever, but it's people that I know that are in a similar situation like she is, as far as like her being an attorney, and they did it by themselves, and it took way longer than it did, some other people. So it's just like I think her expectations are super, super high of people.
Yeah,
that's what I think of people. Your preference to who you date, that's a small section of, there's a small section of people, but you made it like a whole black thing. You know what I'm saying? A minority thing. Like, all right, y'all got to get off y'all ass. Y'all not getting off y'all ass. Y'all ain't really doing shit. It's not that easy.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like Kim Kardashian. Get your fucking ass up and work.
That's crazy.
It seems like nobody wants to work anymore, and that's exactly what it gave. She said something about there being a calculated push for Black mediocrity, and it needs to stop. Okay, the calculated push that there should of black mediocrity. I don't believe that. I think that there's a calculated push that black people have to be the very, very best, like 100%.
It gotta be. We
gotta do this to get half of what they get. That's such an unrealistic, like.
When you live in it, it's so it's crazy. It's crazy when you living in it, and you're like, I've lived in it. It took me. I worked for a company for maybe 7 years. It took me 5 years to get into management, and that was something that I wanted forever. Whereas though we had a Caucasian manager that came in, worked his ass off and was management and within a year. It's you'll see it. You see it all. Living in it is so hard. I don't know. Maybe it happens for her a little bit easier, and then she just expected like,
everyone
all right, well, if it happens for me, it can happen for you. But you probably got lucky.
And we all know that, I mean, hard work does not guarantee success. And I'm not saying that people, and this is not me telling my listeners, don't work hard, work your ass off, because unfortunately we have to just to get the bare minimum. It's no longer working your ass off to get a luxury life. It's literally to get a sustainable life. What she basically was saying was that black folks, black men in particular, should strive for multiple streams of income, meaning having multiple jobs or being an entrepreneur. I'm sorry, but not everybody can be an entrepreneur, and not everybody can be a boss.
They don't got the brain
in multiple jobs. Like, I mean, and I've seen people that will work 40-hour shifts and still have like a part-time job. Not everybody is built like that.
Not everybody's built like that. But then again,
I ain't.
I'm driven. That's because I like nice stuff. You know what I mean? If I want something, I'm gonna work hard for it. I don't want to have to depend on you to get it. Once I have to depend on you to get it, I feel a certain type of way, and it's like, I don't know. That's what fuels me. It's like, all right, you want all
this
these
is my part-time job. This is my part-time job.
You want all these things, so I'll be like, all right, let me go ahead and go. See what I could do. Let me pick up this other job and see. Let me pick up this shift and see if I could do this and afford this.
Well, she's not calling people like that mediocre. She's saying people that choose to just stay at this one spot or stay at this one job or this one stream of income. We all know that the world is changing, and the job market is changing. We're getting a lot of AI taking over people's jobs. That is a real thing. However, I think that it's just an unrealistic expectation that everybody must do this. Everybody must have like 5 different jobs. Like I was talking to people that's like, I knew people that have 40-hour shifts during the day, and then they'll take a graveyard shift. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I feel like that for people. And then she tried to sit there, Eboni, she tried to sit there and post something on her social media talking about like the average income based on race in America, where it had Indians, Asians at the top. We were at the bottom at like what 20 to 30,000 a year, which is bad. But we got to take into account like the benefits that these other non-black groups get. I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's more than just we ain't doing shit because we lazy. No, I mean, there's people working their ass off, and they're just not making it. I think this is beyond you saying that you have a preference, because I was okay with that. But then it became, well, you guys are just mediocre.
Yeah, now you're getting you're doing too much.
And then she kept on talking about the whole facts and I feel like you guys are just in your feels, and that's why no, it's the way you worded it, baby.
Yeah, you got to learn how to talk to some people, and especially you being an attorney, you should know more than anybody.
And the way when they got on the Breakfast Club, because I implore anybody that's listening to the show, go back and watch the actual full interview. She literally admits that she used that clip, the clip that she responded to the backlash from the Ayanna Van Zant conversation. She said, well, we had to use it for marketing. We had to use that clip that offended a lot of people for marketing. Because what she meant to say was something totally different if you watch the whole thing, which is like misleading. So you did that for shock value?
I hate her.
I don't hate her. No, and let's be clear, I don't hate her. Like she, we have difference of opinions. Obviously, the way that she addressed how, what she did, and that's her business and whatever. Like, I don't really care about these people. But I'm just saying, like, don't get surprised when you getting all this backlash. Now, I'm not for the dudes that's in the comments talk about how she a gold digger or how she undesirable and all types of other or
first of all, these men,
I'm not caping for them. I'm just saying,
I'm tired of them
don't call
anyway.
people mediocre because y'all sat there. Please, when Kevin Samuels was alive and kicking, was calling girls whales, undesirable, low value, all the bad things under the sun, and y'all said he did nothing wrong.
Ranking them. I listen, I agree with her to a certain extent. Your preference is your preference.
Your preference is your preference.
In my opinion, I feel like you should date within your
bracket.
Within your bracket. I would like to go up, which is why I put myself in situations like that, but you know what I'm saying? It's just I agree with her. This is the certain type of man I wouldn't date a bus driver. I mean, I would because they make money. But I would.
So our standards.
Yeah, I'll be like, all right, my man drive a bus and he bring home this.
Because your income plus my income. Come on.
We over here, we are a 6-figure family at this point.
And for Ayanla, and I'm gonna get on her ass too, for Ayanla to infringe her beliefs because she got on this her little show talk about something. I respect the bus drivers, the truck drivers, the Uber drivers. I would date you. Given very much pick me.
Like I ain't dating nobody. So
I'm like, look. To you, just like what the girl said with Red on Bad Girls, to you, okay. If you want to date a bus driver, you can date a bus driver. If you don't want to date a bus driver, you want to date an entrepreneur or someone that's out here having multiple jobs and getting this income or whatever. Cool. There's room for both. Okay. But if somebody wants to be mediocre and okay, maybe we shouldn't have been like
call them mediocre because then you're falling. Don't
because then it comes off a little, especially coming from a rich person. I said this to my best friend till I'm blue in the face. I don't like that a rich famous person is telling me that you're mediocre because of you, baby. You put yourself in that situation. No, I mean that's what. Even though that's not what she said, that's what it gave.
It's given. Like, okay, well, you be like, I didn't ask to be here. Like, and I'm trying my hardest. I'm trying to figure it out. It's people still learning. Like, I'm still learning about like finances and all that stuff. So we're still learning. We weren't. Again, I don't know where she's from, where she grew up. So I don't know what type of education you were given, but baby girl, everybody ain't getting the same thing, whether you believe it or not.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely unfair that the entire collective of Black people should be subjected to working themselves into a grave. And you want to talk about other races? Well, other races, they are. I mean, when we get into, and I don't want to get too much into it, because we were talking about how we were like the lowest in the totem pole. A lot of these people, and especially if they coming from other countries, they are living together, which is combining their income, so that counts. I mean, like, there's a lot of reasons why you'll see other non-Black people up than us, more up in the finances than us. They get more benefits than us, And I'm just saying, like, I think that we are trying, and us trying should, I don't know.
We should count for something.
Count for something, at least. I don't know. Now, this has nothing to do with like the whole exes battle, men and women. Like, well, Black men need to be doing this, whatever the case is. I don't care about that shit. She don't want to date no bus driver. She ain't got to date no damn bus driver. She should have kept it at that.
Yeah, you'd be like, that's not what I'm trying to do.
That's my preference.
I'm trying to like meet somebody on my, on my time.
I'm trying to meet somebody on my time. That's it.
Yeah, you can tell you didn't grow up in the hood. Because they wouldn't have said it like that.
But if she would have said it just how I said it, I don't think she would have got half the backlash that she did. I think she did want the backlash, because now when she mentioned that she made that clip and that response clip to rile the masses up, just to get attention for her show. Now I knew what you were trying to do. You were trying to get people to watch your show, and you wanted to, I guess you want to sell your books or whatever the case is. You made this whole thing. She wanted everything. She wanted all this. I'm like, girl, you better have it, child. I mean, what's my closing remarks on this?
Because I'm done.
I'm done. Honestly, and I think that when we're talking about the problems, because that's what she prefaced a lot of her stuff with. We have problems in this community. We're low income. We don't have this, that, and the third. She brought up the fact that, there's a lot of us that are essential workers, and a lot of us died during COVID because of us being essential workers. You could have worked at home, this, that, and the third, as if people had that opportunity.
No.
I tried my might to find a good working at home job?
Oh no, I found one. I just hated it.
And some of them don't be paying that well.
Oh no, they were paying very good.
Them data analyst jobs be paying you like $12 an hour. Like, come on.
No. This was
let's be for real.
$19, $20 an hour.
Oh hey, where they at?
And I was like,
shoot.
They were draining me mentally, and the training sucked. So I was like kind of winging it, and I was like, I'm gonna mess up y'all stuff. So
you had to get out of there.
It's okay because the hospital hired me and paid me more. So I was like, all right.
But just to close in, I mean, like when you're talking about like all these problems and you're bringing up these statistics of like income and stuff like that. So what's the solution at this point? I'm pretty sure you probably got hella solutions on your show, but we would have never known because now you done piss people off to not show up to your shit. You get what I'm saying? Like now, since people seen the clips and seen what you've been saying, I'm not gonna go to your show and you have no solution. You look like you just the person that's just pointing out the problems and not saying and not saying what can we do to evade this.
Yes, that's what I was waiting. If she would have, that's what I was waiting for.
We can do X, Y, and Z.
Yes. Come with a solution. Not okay. Well, this is the problem. Not do this.
Instead of just be an entrepreneur or have multiple jobs. Okay, well,
it's so easy. No, you could have worded it like, oh, just find out what you're good at it, you know, and make it, you know, turn that into some type of income. You could have did it that way. You're not speaking to the people. She was speaking to the white people. But
I don't think she was speaking to the white people. I think she was speaking to black people, and I think that
she was speaking in a white person's tone. That's the white people's tone. That's how they address shit.
At the end of the day, it just rubbed me the wrong way. And like I said, you can have your preference.
She might be canceled.
She's not gonna get canceled now.
Maybe me. I'm done. I don't even watch that shit anyway.
Right. I mean, she has a podcast. I mean, she's doing her thing. She's not on Housewives no more, but that been was the thing. But girl, this topic is gonna fall in the void, child. Anybody gonna worry about this in a couple more weeks? But I just wanted to talk about it because I had something to say about it. Okay,
like I had to say something.
I had to say it because y'all out here acting crazy.